My name is Kevin Trudgen. I have been associated with the GV Centre since its inception and formation years in the late 1940s and later into the early 1950s. The organisation was then called the Goulburn Valley Centre for Intellectually Handicapped Children, now known as ConnectGV. During my association with the centre, I have been President, Treasurer, Life Member and Committee Member for many years. My connection with GVC was brought about by the fact that my younger brother, who was born on the 16th of January 1932, was diagnosed with cerebral palsy at a very early age. Naturally, my parents were concerned with this situation. Jeffrey's problems hinged on the fact that he did not have the power to put words together and have sentences, and he was also profoundly disabled as far as his lower legs and feet were concerned. Naturally, my parents were concerned with this, but never ceased to find ways and means of improving Jeffrey's quality of life, and I can always say that he was always part of the family and participated in everything the family did. Fortunately for the family, in the late 40s and 50s, as I said, people were concerned about caring for disabled people in Shepparton, and that went on to form the GV Centre. And Jeffrey at that point was 20 years old, and he became one of the first clients to attend the GV Centre. Bus services were used to bring clients into the GV Centre from all around the Goulburn Valley district. During Jeffrey's years at the GV Centre, he had obtained some mobility and was able by gestures and other means make himself completely understood. At the GV Centre, they were able to, as they did with all other clients, provide programs and so on which were meaningful for all of their clients. And I must say that Jeffrey loved going to the centre, would not miss a day unless he was very ill. And during that time he was able to have a different quality of life to what he could normally expect. And this was brought about by the expertise of the instructors and management of the centre. Jeffrey, as I said, would attend that centre every day, and he actually was there for 50 years. But during that 50 years, a lot of things happened because of the foresight of the management committee. They were aware that parents of clients were getting older, and something needed to be done about that. One of the most important things I think that happened in that time, around about the early 1980s, it was decided to purchase 20 acres of land on Old Dookie Road, and they established a hostel for 14 clients, and that opened in 1982. Our parents had deceased 2 years prior to the establishment of that centre, and during that time Jeffrey had spent his time with myself and my sister, and when Warungai opened in 1982, once again Jeffrey was one of the first clients to Warungai. He remained there for a further 20 years, being totally cared for by wonderful hostel parents. All of this was part and parcel of the GV Centre operation, and so once again he never missed a day at the centre. But I might mention that one of the remarkable things I think that was done at that time was by the then parents of the hostel at Warungai, Lil and Bill Dash. They organised for 11 of the clients to a trip around Australia. That was approved by the management, and Lil and Bill took these 11 clients through the centre of Australia and out to the east coast, down through Brisbane and Sydney and back home. I think that was a wonderful thing to have done, and I know that the clients at that time were very impressed and pleased with everything that they'd seen and done. Jeffrey, as I said, continued at the centre, and he in fact was there until 2002, when he completely lost his mobility and could not be cared for by the staff of the GV Centre and the staff at Warrangai. He had become completely immobile. After 50 years, that was when Jeffrey left the centre and went into total care at a nursing home in Shepparton. He lived for another 11 years and passed away at age 81, which was an incredible age for anyone with cerebral palsy to achieve. The GV Centre in Shepparton has fulfilled a great need in our community, and from our family's point of view, it has been wonderful the fact that Jeffrey could have a life that he would not have been able to have under normal circumstances. I know from my parents' point of view, and the parents of the clients of the centre have the benefit of seeing their children, adults, child or whatever, achieve what has been achieved at the GV Centre. The facilities that the GV Centre has provided for families in the Goulburn Valley have performed wonderful service to the community, and this has been brought about by the now many generations over 65 years that have attended the centre, but always the centre has progressed and been able to forecast the needs of the disabled in the community. Even now, the GV Centre is embarking on a new era whereby the old buildings erected in 1954 are now obsolete, and they are progressing to provide new facilities for their clients, which will give many more opportunities for the families and the clients to participate in the activities of a normal community. I'm sure that the many families associated with the GV Centre over the years have appreciated the efforts of the staff and the management to continue to operate in the proper manner that it was originally cited as doing. That the centre will continue to operate, providing the right facilities for handicapped and disabled people to enjoy a normal life in the community in which they live.